At this point, we've learned a lot. We know to show compassion to children who are hurting. We know that hurting children may not behave appropriately, and this is often a survival or fear response. We know that children don't always have to fit our expectations for behavior. We know that poor behavior is not an obstacle to ministry, but instead it is an opportunity to show the love of Christ to a sinner. But what does this look like practically? What can you do for the group of kids that you serve? There's one preteen in particular that I can think of. He loves justice. He wants things to be fair, and when things seem unfair, he gets belligerent and violent and very dysregulated. And so I do have to come down to his level. I have to mirror his energy and bring him down to a point that we can work together and get through whatever triggered this response of fear. So let's go through some tools that you can use with the kids you serve who become dysregulated. The number one is disarm with play. You can be silly or sassy to catch them off guard. Maybe one of your group is just starting to get angry and pull away from the group during a transition. You might put on a playful voice and say, "That's not the way to class. Are you on your way to Japan?" Keep your redirects light whenever you can. Sometimes this quick, positive, and unexpected interaction is all the child needs to calm down and get back into their upstairs brain. You might also try distracting a child with a joke, a desirable task, or a fun story. If possible, get down on their level. Take a break from whatever is distressing them and just play until they feel better. Short pre-programmed phrases can be used to redirect a child in the moment before things get too out of hand. This isn't an exhaustive list, but it's important to have a common language. If a child is being violent, you could ask them, "Cause no hurts, use your words." If a child needs help with self-regulation, you could tell them, "You can do it." If a child is being unsafe, you could ask them this question: "Do you have all 5? Let's count on our hands. Safe hands, safe feet, safe body, stay where an adult can see you, no running." If a child is questioning authority, you could ask them, "Who's the boss?" Our Fielder Kids rules are a great example of pre-programmed phrases. For example, rule number 1 is respect your leaders and others. Rule number 2, be serious when it's time to be serious. And rule number 3, have fun when it's time to have fun. Another option is behavior matching. This is especially useful when you have a dysregulated child who's willing to engage with you. Start by getting down on their physical level, then match their energy while talking, listening, and playing with them. Keep it positive. If they're angry, you will just be at that level of excitement. It's okay to be silly and really overreact. If they're quiet and sad, you want to get soft and calm. Engaging them like this will help them feel safe. From there, you can slowly alter your energy level with the goal of reaching something appropriate for the situation. Behavior matching works for other big feelings too. A dysregulated child might not be angry or sad. Sometimes they can just be so overexcited that they can't function anymore. Think, kid crying at his birthday party? This is common with children who have special sensory needs, so keep that in mind. They may also need a break from whatever is over or under stimulating them. The whole idea here is that if you meet a child where they are, they will likely follow where you want them to go. For very young children or children with a younger emotional age, I like to play a game called Mirror. I will literally ask a child to copy my movements in real time or to say the same words at the same time that I'm saying them. In the same way, begin on their energy level and gradually bring it to where you need them to be. Another tool you have at your disposal is eye contact and the chin cue. Now, there are situations where eye contact is not helpful. Sometimes this is the very thing that will cause a kid to flip their lid, and we certainly don't want to enter a power struggle over something like eye contact. Still, for many, many children, eye contact will be the first step to calm. I might start by asking a child to look me in the eyes. If that fails, I use the chin cue. I will slowly mime lifting the child's chin repeatedly without touching them. Repeating my request. Can you look at my eyes? If possible, I might just move into their field of vision. Once I have eye contact or something close, disarm with play. Wait, are your eyes purple? I think they are. The next tool for regulation that we have is safe touch. Hands and feet are definitely the safest, so think creatively about hands and feet. Think patty cake or pedaling their feet like they're on a bicycle. Now, some kids may not want to be touched at all, and that is okay. We have a lot more tools in our toolkit. Once a child starts to calm down and they are able to think with their upstairs brain, you might need to either talk about what happened or get the child to do something. Keep your ask consistent. You have a clear goal and you are the authority. If the goal is to talk, then it's talk. If the goal is an apology, then it's an apology. Maybe the goal is to get the child back to the activity with the other kids, or simply for them to hear the gospel application and the main point for the lesson. Whatever it is, don't change it halfway through. This actually makes you seem scary and untrustworthy because the child no longer knows what to expect from you. You want to look for a way to say yes. You probably know what the child wants, but maybe you don't, or maybe they don't. You can always ask them what they need, and then look for a way to say yes and follow through quickly with that yes. Giving choices is another way to help a child feel safe and get to a yes. You can offer 2 or maybe 3 choices. Don't overwhelm them with too many. These choices should all end with your goal. They could be narrow choices. Would you like to walk or dance to class? Or maybe more broad choices. Would you like to go to small group with your grade now and have 10 minutes of video games after? Or would you like 5 minutes of games now and you can go to small group with the 3rd grade? Kids can even make a counter offer, which is great. It means that the child can negotiate to get their needs met. This is actually a huge skill that we want to encourage in our kids. Giving choices helps kids to have appropriate control in their world. It helps them to feel safe and to practice making good choices on their own. Some of my favorite ways to redirect is a do-over. A do-over is a playful way to practice good behavior. It's especially helpful for kids who are less verbal or just aren't auditory learners. It's also an opportunity for you to praise their behavior. Let's face it, sometimes you have to create an opportunity to reinforce good behavior with praise, and that's exactly what we're doing here. First, offer the do-over. For a complicated offense or one that occurred several minutes ago, you might have to explain it more. But often it's simple and easy, like, would you like to try that again? With respect. Or at Fielder Kids, we use kind words. Can you try that again with kindness? Remember to reward a successful do-over and then drop it. You don't have to lecture once they do it the right way. Kids get a clean slate. Gospel coaching works well for a verbal child who has calmed down and is ready to talk. We have these gospel coaching cards available, so make sure you pick one up if you haven't already. The questions are designed to get to the heart of the issue without getting sidetracked. Then you can talk frankly about the good news of Jesus Christ. The questions are, what was going on? What were you thinking and feeling when it was happening? What did you do in response? Why did you do it? What were you seeking to accomplish? What was the result? Remember, this is an opportunity to share the gospel with kids. For instance, you're right, buddy. You can't be nice to your brother. We all sin and fall short of the glory of God. This means that we can't be good on our own. Let me tell you how Jesus helped me to do good when I want to do bad. Finally, be creative. We want to set kids up for success. When one of your few has a repetitive challenge in an environment, tell a staff member and let us work with you to find a creative solution. This can be as simple as giving a child who struggles with transitions a little timer to carry around so that they know how much time they have left in an environment.